have the next meeting on the 7th of May.
When is our normal meeting?
The second Wednesday.
Second Wednesday.
Second Wednesday of every month is our normal meeting.
Which would be the 14th, but the 7th, could you do the coalesce meeting at that point?
I don't,
I could, but then then I have a really rough, if we're looking at lots of comments, then it's a rough turnaround to the 14th.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not
So it's
available.
like we're
You're
robbing
not
Peter.
available on
I'm
the
not
7th?
available, no.
Okay, so
I'm
that's-
available the 14th and the 21st.
I'm available the
So-
21st.
Yeah, I'm gone into May.
Like, what, okay.
I am.
Are you available the 21st, or you gone by then? Okay, so, right now, it looks like the 14th.
14th is doable for, like a public hearing workshop but we want to see it before then.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, it's,
I think,
I'm not even talking about the public hearing workshop stuff. I just want to get, because we're not even going to go there until we get the document, you know?
well, certainly the 14th, I mean, that's enough time to put a package together.
Good.
With the maps, and then, like, the text, right now, we aren't too bad on the entire
No.
text.
I would agree.
I have corrections to do tonight, and then, those corrections have to align up with redoing a map. And what I'm somewhat concerned about, H.R. Green does a good job of turning around, but it is just a lot of articulating.
What we want.
Right, and then them maybe not quite understanding it, because we even had trouble on the zoning map, and that's not H.R. Green's fault, it's just like we're communicating over
Right.
the phone and trying to get this, and then they produce something, and we look at it, and then, when you see a map, you catch other things, and you go back, and it's a 2 or 3 day turnaround, and it's just,
So, yes on the
that's
14th.
just hard.
Do you need help,
Yeah.
though? What if we got you some help?
See, it's just a matter of sending it, to H.R. Green is the help I need.
so,
Yeah, I don't need any
They
help.
do the maps.
Yeah, but I need to explain what I want done,
21st
and they do it. So
I
there's,
can tell them.
Of May.
Yeah.
but Jim's not available.
careful, you're on a
You may
recording,
not like
you're on a recording here.
Jim,
So,
how much time are you gone in the end of May? The 21st you're not available?
yes, 19th through 27th, I'm gone.
So the 28th, guys, would that be a public hearing capacity? That's 2 weeks after our coalesce 14th. Is anybody available? Who's not available the 28th? Well, then we can't do the 28th. Unless we do it, and Memorial Day is the 26th.
Well,
We
the
don't
real-
have to do
the reality,
a
though,
public
we're
hearing.
talking about our first pass review of
On
the
the
compiled
14th.
document on the 14th.
14th of May, yeah.
Right, Jim's gone the 21st to something, so, I mean,
It's
that only gives him a couple hours to
Right.
edit and revise everything that we've talked about. I mean, having our first view on the 14th and then expect to do a public hearing on the 28th, I think is absurd.
Well, it won't work, because what about the first week in June?
The second Wednesday?
Actually, I will not be there on the second Wednesday.
What about the first week in June, since you won't be there?
First Wednesday, was that?
The 4th. Could we check calendars and see if we can do a public hearing on the 4th?
Look at me.
Look at that. Wow, this is wide open.
All right, so what if,
Plenty of time.
How much notice do
what
we
if
need?
yeah, that's the other thing I'm worried about, the
15 days,
public
4
notice.
days.
14.
Yeah, 14. So what if I actually could put something together in 2 weeks? How do things flow after that? Kill myself.
Okay,
But
so,
how do things flow after that?
so you're saying, okay, if you could just say,
Well,
you
what-
could do something on the 23rd
Of April.
of April and put something together.
We have like a almost final document.
Almost final, yeah.
So you mean hearing on the 14th?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, how do things flow after that?
Well,
And then we do the hearing on the 14th.
Why don't we just look at doing the hearing in June?
No, but
Well-
Jerry, why, if we're ready to roll, let's roll.
Well,
we're not.
Well, I want to be sure it's well
Yeah.
prepared. He has an opportunity to do a really good job, which I know he will, but I don't want to.
But I think on the 23rd, what Jim is saying,
well,
we'll see how
what Jim
that date,
said.
we'll see how that works on the 23rd, and then make the decision if the 14th's doable.
23rd of May?
Wait, 23rd of,
23rd of April, we meet.
What would happen if we moved it because
For us.
there's an extra week
No.
in April if we moved it to April 30th.
23rd of April?
And then I'd still
don't know how
have, yeah,
that does with
yeah,
your
so I'm
schedule.
having the
No good,
gap.
we're not.
Yeah, it's a special
No good.
meeting anyway. So then I would have from the 30th until the 14th, that's a
2 weeks.
two-week turnaround, that would be good.
Or.
Yeah,
So-
3 weeks then from tonight, 3 weeks is doable. So we'd have it on the 30th.
And I doubt we're gonna make many changes at that
Just a
time.
thought,
Yeah,
there's
no,
that
yeah.
extra
And then we
Wednesday.
could still have the public hearing on the 14th.
And
That's
we can
enough
notice
time
for the public
that-
hearing, I mean, now.
Is that enough time for the maps, for your work in the maps?
Between now and April 30th, yeah, probably, yeah.
Which day are you?
All right, who can make the 30th? Wednesday, the 30th of April.
Wednesday, the 30th of April.
I'm just checking to see, not to say we're gonna do all these days.
I'm good for that.
And that would be
I'm
hopefully
okay.
to review
Is that
the,
it, Neil? Hold on.
the 95
Yeah.
plus percent document and to say, hey, what do we have, is there
Okay.
anything else? Okay, so that.
Do I have to bring cake?
Is it your birthday?
That's my birthday.
Now, is this,
Oh,
now, is that barring anybody coming forward with a petition?
You know, I've talked to one person, but between now and the 30th, it's the 9th. I don't think they can, I mean, I haven't received an application yet to review it and get a newspaper ad in. I think we're
safe.
pretty, yeah, I think.
What time on the 30th?
probably
6:30 or 7?
7.
7. All right.
And I just tell the people, we have a public hearing scheduled for the 14th. You're gonna have to wait with your whatever special use or variance or whatever it is,
Check.
you know, and that's
Got it.
that's
Okay.
fine.
Now, so if, let's just say tentatively, we, 3 weeks from tonight, we go to Wednesday the 30th, we have a quasi-finished, a draft
Yeah.
ready to go and review. Are we then looking at the 14th for a public
Yeah.
hearing?
Yeah.
Workshop slash.
Workshop.
Public hearing.
Workshop / public hearing on the 14th
14th of May.
of May, all right?
Perfect.
That way you give it to the board for them to deal with it the end of May and the first meeting in June to adopt it.
Beautiful. Got it.
So we have a plan, for tentative plan, so April 30th, how's that look? So we need at least 4 people.
I'm
so-
in. I'm here.
All
I
right,
got it.
so
Okay.
I will, I will say,
I'm
if-
locked in.
if,
Yeah, hey,
I'll,
toss a flip of a coin, could be a flip of a coin. So-
I'll just say, you know, so I'll work Friday, you know, Saturday on it, as I normally do, but if for whatever reason, if I spend 2 good days, you know, by Saturday night, if I'm not feeling really well or about meeting
Finishing.
April 30th goal, I'll,
You'll let us know.
Let us know, we can't do it.
yeah, and say, hey,
I like that.
that's, can we back off?
And then
But
I think, then I think we
could-
just, instead
Right.
of having a open
Right,
house on
but
the
I
14th.
think,
Get it
I
done.
think the 30th is doable.
Okay.
You know, I'll get working with the HR Green on a couple maps and kind of, you know, see, the trouble with, I'm not sure, well, we went back to CMAP for some other, I know we went back to the consultant, Camiros, and we got GIS files from them. But I'm not sure we have good GIS files to start with. HR Green's gonna have good GIS files for this. And how quick they can create and manipulate this.
Yeah,
so that's first though, see if they can.
Yeah.
well, I mean, all we can do is try,
Yeah.
and then see what works out, and,
Right.
I think it's a laudable goal if we can do April 30th.
Right.
If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
Right, and I'll contact
and
HR Green tomorrow and
and-
say, hey, look, there's a load of stuff coming your way, take a look. This is what, you know, what we're looking at, and, you know, can you meet a deadline? I will add this, unfortunately, if we're gonna have an April 30th deadline, or a meeting, you know, for me to get a packet out to you a week in advance is probably not doable. It's probably gonna go out on like the Friday or Saturday before. So your review time is gonna be less.
Is everybody okay with that? Send it to you
Because I
Friday
think,
afternoon
yeah, I
instead of
think,
Wednesday?
you know,
Well, that's when we've been getting it.
I think you're right. Did you get Thursday this week or something?
yeah, I slipped, one time I slipped to, I think it was Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out. I think part of the nice thing of it is that we've already reviewed everything, so, you know, it shouldn't be too foreign.
not-
The layout might be a little different, but I don't think it's gonna be foreign information to us.
Yeah.
Just making sure that everything was inputted that we wanted to.
You know, I'm not like super concerned about the photos or layouts, that's like
Yeah.
easy to change, and somewhere between now and whenever the board adopts, I'll continue to find new photos. Right now, they're all from kind of the winter, and as things turn
Yeah.
green, I'm gonna be putting new photos in. I'm not worried about that.
Supposedly
I'm not-
Peggy Sue's gonna do the
Right.
30th.
Yeah, I was gonna say, talk to Peggy.
Right.
Well,
yeah,
she
if-
offered all the photos, so.
And I've contacted her, and I.
Hopefully,
If you leave all the winter photos, that'll discourage people, they'll all wanna go to Florida instead.
Could be, yeah, I know, so.
Okay, so, let's say 30th of April, special meeting to review. Then, a regular scheduled meeting is May 14th,
and we'll
okay?
post it as a.
But that might be posted as a special meeting for an open house and public
Public
hearing,
hearing.
okay?
It's nice that you want to celebrate with me.
Yeah, we should be bringing the cookies and stuff like
Yeah, I
that,
know.
you know?
I'll buy you a good breast.
Yeah.
I'll bring-
All right,
I'll buy you a coffee.
any other comments or concerns before I call for an adjournment?
Do we have to vote on the special meeting for next week, or 30th?
No,
No.
We'll just
Okay.
post it, but thanks for asking, yeah, we'll just post it as a special meeting, so.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? If not, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
A second, please?
All right,
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries, thank you. Thank you very much.
Time to go to bed.
Meeting over 2059.
Yeah, get on the train on the 12th, and then we take the train home on the 26th and get home.
No 18 and 25, right?
You haven't visited lately. You don't have to.
I'm doing my final flight on the 9th and 11th.
I remember you were saying you're.
I do, but the problem is that.
I'm retired there.
Lots of time, right?
I don't have it ready, is this?
But thanks.
Today was, well, it didn't really rain.
For the input.
Tomorrow, it might be
All right,
raining
made some
tomorrow.
progress.
Send it to the board, revise it and change whatever they want to do.
But we got a format, like we go.